Commerce Alive today presents
David's Bridal. David's Bridal started in 1950 as a small bridal salon in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. South Floridian entrepreneur Phil Udy purchased the salon in 1972 and opened several others throughout the state. From 1973 to 1988, Udy owned 18 salons, which he operated primarily as leased bridal boutiques in department stores under the David's banner. Udy's traditional bridal salons developed a strong presence throughout Florida, but Udy believed that times were changing. He observed many future brides flocking around clearance racks. He believed that brides in the 1980s were different from brides in the past, who often spent a great deal of time and money selecting and purchasing a wedding gown. "I saw a busy, intelligent bride-to-be who didn't have the time, patience, or money to shop for a wedding gown the old way," Udy explained. Udy was right. The late 1980s marked the beginning of many changes in the bridal industry and in the country as a whole. The United States was at war in the Persian Gulf and in a recession. The lifestyle of contemporary women was changing. More brides were on a tight budget, they were planning weddings with shorter guest lists and fewer bridesmaids, and they were borrowing gowns instead of buying them. Udy described the bridal market as being in terrible shape because brides wanted to do everything smaller. Udy was determined to adapt his salons to meet these changes. In 1990 he teamed up with childhood friend Stephen Earlbaum, who was the founder of the Philadelphia-based Mr. Goodbye chain. The two men incorporated the company and launched the first David's Bridal Warehouse in Hallandale, Florida. The bridal warehouse was the first of its kind. Stores were larger than average 12,000 square feet as compared with the average 2,500 square foot bridal salon, and carried a full selection of wedding gowns in many different sizes and special occasion dresses and accessories, including headpiece foundations, gloves, and shoes. Unlike traditional bridal salons with luxurious interiors and full-service sales associates, the warehouse had no frills. Customers searched through racks and racks of wedding gowns with little help from sales associates. Signs were posted in the warehouse warning customers that sales were final and that there were no on-site alterations. Although the warehouse offered little in terms of comfort, brides-to-be could expect a bargain. They could walk out with a designer replica costing only about $150 to $900. A bride could expect to pay about 35% less for a gown at a David's Bridal Warehouse and offer substantial savings. Today's bride, more than ever, is price conscious. She is older than ever before and more likely to be paying for the gown herself. In the bridal industry, reactions to the warehouse were mixed. Many felt that the company's discount trend was cutting into the business of traditional bridal salons. They claimed that the bridal business was a service business and that Udy was cutting out the service and offering much too low prices. Said designer Paul of Barcelona, "This is the most important day in your life. It is not a time to save money." David's Bridal became known as the Walmart of the wedding industry, a title the company rejected. "There is little brand name recognition apart from the very upper end of the price spectrum in the bridal business," Earlbaum explained. "We cover all price points and all segments of the market, from blue-collar to affluent," he claimed. Udy believed that the warehouse attracted customers other than those who shopped at traditional bridal salons and, therefore, did not take away their business. "We get people who would have never gone to a regular bridal shop in here," he said. "We get people who are getting married in 2 weeks and just don't have the time for all of that." He countered that the warehouse was not taking business away from several of his traditional bridal salons, which were operating in different parts of Florida. As the company expanded, however, its stores drove many bridal salons out of business. Although some smaller bridal salons, such as those found in department stores, found ways to adapt and compete with David's, most struggled. "If a store was teetering financially before David's Bridal opens, it probably won't survive," remarked Earlbaum. Most bridal salons lack the volume that would allow them to buy in bulk and offer discounts. So many brides flocked to David's $99 sales that the sales attracted media attention. "Just like in any other business, people care about price," Udy said, adding, "We simply adjusted and it's paid off." In 1994 and 1995, David's Bridal grew from 14 to 36 stores. The company hired a new management team to better handle its new stores and upgraded its existing stores. The company decided to convert its warehouses to bridal superstores. A bridal superstore offered the wide selections of a bridal warehouse, but with nicer surroundings and better service. Many of the company's competitors were converting to superstores as a way to adapt to the changes in the market, such as a faster-paced lifestyle, a decline in department stores, and foreign manufacturers' willingness to do business with discount bridal stores. David's Bridal felt that superstores were the best way to go. We found that the warehouse concept to many customers meant like Home Depot, a bare-bones operation with no service, Earlbaum said. When it comes to a wedding, it's the most important day of a woman's life. She likes to be pampered, and she wants all the fuzzies. She wants to shop in some place that's comfortable and not threatening. David's Bridal believed that superior customer service was the key to the company's future success. Management knew that if a bride-to-be bought a dress at David's Bridal and was satisfied with the service, she was more likely to buy the bridesmaids' dresses there. If the bridesmaids liked their dresses, they were more likely to come back to David's Bridal when they were looking for their own bridal gowns. Earlbaum claimed that superior service was the best way to build market share. The company's new and upgraded bridal superstores had better lighting, comfortable dressing rooms, stylish interiors, and on-site alterations. A bride-to-be was greeted by a personal sales consultant who would stay with the bride-to-be as long as she was needed. When they entered the store, brides-to-be were asked to complete a questionnaire that helped sales consultants find them the perfect gown. The company dropped the warehouse from its name. In 1996, the company named Robert Hurt as president. Hurt was formerly the chief financial officer of Melville Corporation in Rye, New York. Udi wanted Hurt to manage the financial side of the company, so he could concentrate on fashion. Udi planned to work with buyers and vendors and travel the globe selecting fabrics. Paul E. Tao, vice president of marketing, explained in that it was imperative that the company's bridal gowns be absolutely breathtaking. One thing is certain, he said, when the mother of the bride cries, the store has made a sale. David Bridal's quick expansion and store upgrades put a strain on its capital resources and inventory controls. Because of its expenses, the company posted a loss of $415,000 in 1996. The company lacked a distribution center, and most merchandise flowed directly to its stores. In time, the company had an excess inventory of bridal and special occasion gowns. Even though the company's earnings rose to $2.6 million in 1997 and to $5.8 million in 1998, it planned to go public. Udi and Earlbaum were the principal shareholders before the company's initial public offering. With its IPO, David's Bridal raised $104 million by selling 8 million shares, including 6.39 shares sold by existing stockholders such as Earlbaum, who sold 1.2 million shares. The company used the capital to reduce the debt it had incurred with its expansion and upgrades and to fund further expansion and a new distribution center. Also in 1999, David's Bridal launched an e-commerce website. Realizing that its internal management team knew more about retail than technology, the company hired an outside web development firm to oversee the project. Customers could use the website to learn more about the different styles of gowns at the stores and to find a store closest to them. In 2000, the May Department Stores company bought David's Bridal from Udi and Earlbaum for $436 million. By this time, David's Bridal was the largest retailer of bridal gowns and wedding-related merchandise. On November 17, 2006, David's Bridal was purchased by Leonard Green Partners. David's Bridal is now the only nationwide competitor of bridal stores. 1 in 4 American brides are dressed by David's Bridal. David's Bridal agreed to be acquired by the private equity firm Clayton, Dubilier Rice in 2012 for a price around $900 million. On October 11, 2012, Clayton, Dubilier Rice announced the completion of its acquisition of David's Bridal Incorporated in a deal that valued the company at $1.05 billion. In August 2016, David's announced the former president and CEO of The Gap Incorporated, Paul Pressler, as chief executive officer. In May 2018, Scott Key was named chief executive officer. On November 19, 2018, David's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In January 2019, David's Bridal emerged from bankruptcy. The retailer is now owned by a group of lenders including Oaktree Capital Group. Tom Lynch, former chief executive at Fredericks of Hollywood, succeeded Scott Key as the interim chief executive officer in March 2019. David's Bridal also announced the former interim chief revenue officer and CFO at National Stores Incorporated, Kurt Kroll, would take the role of chief financial officer. On June 24, 2019, David's appointed James A. Markham as the Chief Executive Officer, replacing Tom Lynch, who had been the interim CEO. On April 7, 2023, it was announced that David's was considering bankruptcy for the second time in 5 years. A week later, on April 14, 2023, David's announced it would lay off 9,000, or 82%, of its employees from its stores, corporate headquarters, and distribution centers. On April 17, 2023, David's Bridal filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy again, citing challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and uncertain economic conditions, and could close all of its stores and liquidate if a buyer is not found.
It's the biggest bridal sale of the year at David's Bridal. Select gowns originally $300 to $600, now $99. And save $50 to $300 on every bridal gown, including designers and new arrivals. Find hundreds of bridesmaids dresses under $100. Veils $10 to $50 off. Select shoes $14.99. Hurry in for the best selection. Sale ends January 16th. Visit davidsbridal.com. David's Bridal. It comes from the heart.
If you have any fond memories, please indicate it at the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like.